I love it so much I got it tattooed on my wrist, or not wrist, my ankle. I think I just love that show so much because jam. My name is Shelby Olive, and you're watching the Jam Interview.
All right, so what's your story?
My story. I started writing music around age 12. I was always kind of in a musical home. My dad wrote music. I started writing music in middle school because I got a ukulele and wanted to do what my favorite YouTubers were doing. I joined a band my sophomore year of high school called Recipe of Life and was in that till my sophomore year of college with my best friend Ariel. And then I started off my solo project in 2017 and still chugging along.
What fundamentals does one develop by being on a speech and debate team?
Whew. First question about speech and debate I've ever had. It brought me out of my shell in terms of a performer. I mean, I always did show choir and theater, but speech and debate was very intimate. I didn't debate, I did the performing side, the speech side, so I would take like a 10-minute cut of a script or a movie story and I would perform it with my partner.
Yeah.
So in terms of performance, I think I learned just kind of how to trust somebody else, even though you don't really know what they're going to do and you hope that they do what they're supposed to. So teamwork and collaboration. And then as a coach, I've learned patience and persistence, and hard work does pay off. I mean, if you put the work in 100%, you don't have to be the best, but you have to be your best.
Have you ever had situations to where that teamwork, that relationship like broke down?
This year especially, yeah, I have. I mean, as a competitor when I was on the team, my partner and I, who is now my husband, we always, fought and had issues, and we were dating, so of course that came up. But as a coach, it's so hard to work that closely with one human. So I find that the event that I coach, which is called Duo, it is probably, I think, the hardest event to be a part of because it's just, you're doing the same performance from August through June, if you're good.
Yeah.
And you constantly have to work together and keep going and keep getting better. And it's hard, even schedule-wise to collaborate like that. So I've seen it blow up before. Yeah, this year specifically has been a weird year, but I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah. How did preparing for your senior recital go?
It was really scary. So to give you some background, I had vocal cord surgery in 2014. I had damage on this cord. I had a polyp and hemorrhage on this cord. And so in 2014, I kind of had to stop all singing. I was a sophomore in college, and it rattled me emotionally just not being able to do what my major was. And so when I started singing again at the end of 2015 and started kind of working towards the classical music repertoire that I was studying prior, I kind of convinced myself I couldn't do it. So the senior recital took a lot of courage and work, I would say, to be able to vocally handle everything that I was able to do.
How do you recover from vocal cord surgery? Like, what does that look like?
So the surgery was January of 2015, and following the surgery, I couldn't talk for an entire month, not even make a sound. So I had a whiteboard that I would write with my dry erase marker, and I had just started the semester, so I couldn't talk to any of my professors or do anything speaking. I also had an app that you would text into, and it would like talk for you.
Okay.
Like, a robot. But I was silent for a month, and then I did speech therapy for about 3 months before I could even start singing again. So when your vocal cords heal after something like that, it's kind of like retraining a muscle, like an athlete who's, hurt their knee or something.
Yeah.
You kind of have to relearn everything. So it started with basic vocal exercises and singing exercises before I could even touch the big stuff, So I would say it took about 2 years for me to feel like I finally have my voice back.
Describe your love for Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, so I was in Little Shop my junior year of high school, and I played one of the Ronettes and fell in love with the show. It's just such a fun, exciting, goofy show. And then the Akron Civic put on the show for their Millennial Theater Project last year, and I immediately was like, I have to audition. And I knew I wanted Audrey so badly, and so I worked so hard to get that role. And when I got it, I freaked out.
Yeah.
It was honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had being in that cast, and I love it so much. I got it tattooed on my wrist, or not wrist, my ankle. I think I just love that show so much because I think Audrey gets a bad rap. I don't know how much you know about the show, but
Yeah, not too much.
Audrey
Seen it once.
is played most of the time as like a dumb blonde who's in an abusive relationship, and she's just too stupid to know any better.
Yeah.
But to me, I think she struggles with self-confidence and believing in herself, and she thinks that that's what she deserves. It's not that she's dumb. It's just she doesn't love herself enough. So I don't know. I fell in love with that show because I connected with that story of figuring out how to love yourself and to believe in yourself.
Do you often find yourself getting lost in characters like that?
I do. I love theater, and musical theater was like the first thing that got me into music, most definitely. The musical Wicked kind of sparked my love for even singing. So I do find that I love to get lost and put myself in other people's shoes and other stories, even in songwriting and stuff, just kind of imagining myself being someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you accidentally light on fire?
Accidentally? Oh, wait, maybe. Are you talking about the pot in my kitchen?
Is that what you lit on fire?
No, I don't know. It wasn't exactly on fire. I don't know what you.
I was trying to do some investigative work. So.
Yeah, I see that. What was it? But the pot just happened. Okay. I was cooking and put a Pyrex dish on the burner on my stove, not knowing that it was on. And I don't know if you know anything about Pyrex, but you're not supposed to put it on a burner. So when I noticed the burner was on, I turned it off, but then I was stupid and I took it immediately off the burner before letting it cool down.
Yeah.
And it like shattered everywhere. I mean, like little pieces all over my kitchen. We had to sweep the whole thing. I was so emotional. I asked my husband if we could pull the pieces of glass out of the dinner I just cooked and then still eat it. He was like, no. But it like cut my shirt like everywhere. Like I holes all through my shirt. Thank goodness I was wearing a long sleeve shirt or else I would have cut my skin.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it was like melted to my shirt and the floor. Whew, it was crazy. That was an accident.
Where does your fear of water come from?
I can't swim.
Oh.
So it's always scared me to be in water. Mm-hmm. Like the idea of drowning is my deepest, darkest, scariest thing ever.
Same.
I don't know, like anytime I'm in like a pool, I even just like doggy paddle and I hold onto the edge and my friends are all in the deep end and I'm like, hey, I'm 24, but I'm going to sit over here.
Have you thought about taking swim lessons?
Yes, but it scares me so much. I don't know. I mean, like also I think the ocean is disgusting. It's pretty to look at, but it's repulsive.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully you don't live by an ocean.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to be a creator?
For me, being a creator is the ability to take things that emotionally affect me and do something good with them. I've always struggled with like anxiety and processing my emotions. I worry about everything. So to be able to put it into words and connect with other humans through that, I mean, is the whole reason I do this. Making the world a better place, as like cheesy and cliche as that sounds, I think music connects everyone. I mean, I teach music, even in the youngest, like kindergartners, to show them that they have a voice and that they can create something out of nothing. And I just think music's a beautiful way to do that.
Where can people find your music?
They can find me on shelbyolive.com, as well as Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp. Follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, all that, Shelby Olive. It's easy to find me, but I've got a new record coming out, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. What's the name of the record?
It's called Bad For Me. It's an EP. It's got 4 songs. It's kind of a concept record. It tells the story of a broken relationship from beginning to end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did that story, where did you pull that story from?
So one of the songs on the record is called Goodbye My Friend. I wrote it about a friendship of mine that we've spent like 3 years struggling to try to keep it afloat. And I think we spent so much time trying to fix it instead of just accepting it for what it was. So that was a song I wrote letting that kind of relationship go. Yeah. But then we got the idea, my husband and I, to turn it into a romantic relationship. And I wrote another song that goes with the story. And then so it kind of started blossoming out of that. So it's not directly about something in my life, but I don't know. It's about knowing that something isn't right for you, but wanting to pursue it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's an interesting story.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing the interview.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Cool. Thank you for watching. Keep jamming.